Good evening. This is Amrin and
This is Trishna.
and we welcome you to Campus, the voice of JNC. Today's headlines. Pfizer says their experimental vaccine is more than 90% effective.
Also, Karnataka issues guidelines as college reopens from November 17.
India's COVID-19 cases crosses 85 lakhs with 45,674 new cases. Cases have been increasing drastically and it has been 7 months since the first lockdown was announced and everyone seems to be handling it differently.
Especially for people living far off from their families and returning back home because of the lockdown, life will look little different over the next week. Coming together as a family bond, divvy up the dishes, cleaning the house and doing chores can strengthen up the family bond. So, today we are going to talk about the family during a pandemic and how they are spending time with one another, particularly because everyone is confined and are in close quarters. But there are plenty of things you can do to make most of the family time together. We have our reporters on ground in Kannur. Hello Nimya, I hope you all are taking a safety measures.
Yes, all the preventive measure is taken here.
Great. Over to you Nimya.
Who can use the term gone viral without flinching a little? Who can look at anything the same way anymore? We have now reached a scary milestone of 1 million deaths due to COVID pandemic, and all these families are suffering from the irreversible loss. In between, these families are trying to lighten up the mood in their houses. So, let's go ahead and talk to Miss Nivya, a resident from Kannur.
This pandemic spread out and become worse than we thought. Yes, it really affected me as well. That time I was 8 months pregnant, so I was a little bit nervous about the treatment. I was not able to meet my family because it was the time of complete lockdown. That affected me mentally and physically too.
How did you feel when you found out about your pregnancy and the hardships that come along with the ongoing pandemic?
I couldn't get a proper checkup and other medications perfectly because going to hospital was really a risky and frightful task. But then with all precautions, I prepared for the delivery. I had corona test which result negative. I am really thankful to all my medical teams.
What type of environment has the pandemic created for you at home?
Home environment was strictly taken care by my family members. Everyone maintained proper hygiene and avoided unnecessary outgoing. I had a plenty of organic food from home and I had a splendid times.
Thank you, ma'am, for your time. So, this is reporter Nimya from Kannur for Campus.
Family time can sure be fun and do build a stronger bond between one another. But we also should not forget the essential workers. Without them, this whole pandemic would be a lot difficult than it already is. We have a reporter from Bangalore on call. Hello Vaishnavi. Can you tell us about how the pandemic has affected families of essential workers?
Families of essential workers are in constant worry about their loved ones working in hospitals and other COVID-related facilities. Some of them have not even seen their family members since the beginning of the pandemic from March, and they're also putting themselves at risk working in the front line.
What is the status of the essential workers, which includes doctors, nurses, policemen affected in the pandemic?
As of July 2020, a total number of 539 people, including 309 essential service providers and 230 civic employees have been tested positive since the beginning of the pandemic. The civic employees constitute about 0.82% of the total people affected by the pandemic.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. That brings us to the end of today's news. This is Anchor Amrin
And Trishna signing off for Campus, the voice of JNC. Stay tuned for more details.